Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
swimming, basketball,
netball
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
It's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
and you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
At The Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact The Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
In today's match of the round, we've got Hamilton Hawks hosting the Wanderers. And with me today, the effervescent Jimmy Gardner. How are you, Jimmy?
What a fantastic day. It looked like it was going to be bleak there earlier. The cloud cover started to come in and it started to get cold, but all of a sudden the sun's out, there's some blue sky, the wind's coming from the south, not too strong. Great afternoon for rugby union.
Yeah, at Passmore Oval, one of the eclectic grounds in the competitions, and it's always a hard ground to come and win. So the Wanderers up against it today, do you think?
So a lot to play for today, a lot to play psychologically going into the finals. There's no doubt. I think many people are expecting that these two will meet come September 19 in the grand final. Today will be a test of perhaps who will be have the upper hand when it gets to the crunch time. So a lot to play for both teams. Both teams virtually at full strength, but two very big ambitions, one for each. Now all the ingredients for a fantastic game. Teams that like to run the footy, tough forward packs, you name it, it's got everything.
Yes, of course, the admissions you speak of. Dan Kevill, who we sorely missed, adds the starch to the Wanderers pack, so to speak. And of course, Bar TV favourite, Eric Vasakikakaku, not out there today.
I'm going to actually enjoy him not being out today because I won't try and get my tongue around his surname. It's a welcome relief for me. It's difficult enough to spell in the Newcastle Herald, let alone say. So I think they're both equally important to their teams. As you mentioned, Dan Kevill, he'll front the judiciary on Wednesday for an alleged eye gouge. Of course, that case was adjourned from last week because a couple of other factors, a couple of other charges have come in there. I don't expect anything will come from those new charges. I think it will purely come down to the original allegation of eye gouging, but we're not really here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about the footy. But they'll miss his forward aggression. He runs their line out. He's virtually their forward leader for the two Blues. The line out will be the one thing that they really will miss him. I think you'll see them go to a lot of five-man line-outs to try and counter that. And as you mentioned for Hamilton, Big Eric, he's New South Wales country. He plays on the wing for country, but he's really made the fullback position his own for the Hamilton Hawks. He really gives them that strike power. He comes roaming, he's big, he's strong, he breaks tackles, he's good on his feet. They'll lack a little bit of penetration with him not in the team.
Yeah, those big octopus arms always seem to reach out and get a try or get a pass away, so they'll definitely miss the second phase play of Eric on that counter-attack. Speaking of the counter-attack, I think Wanderers, they probably do it the best in the competition at the moment with their counter-attack, with Simmons and McDonald swapping and transitioning in that 10 and 15 role as well. Yeah,
well, in defence, Cal McDonald moves to 5'8" because he's a much stronger defender. He's for the size of him, he's a beast. And as we mentioned, Simmons goes to fullback. He's got a bit of a touch football pedigree. He's very light on his feet. He's very good at linking with his wingers, and he's got two big, powerful wingers, particularly in Billy Coffey, who's really come into some try-scoring form since he's come back from that staph infection. And the other side, Zacatella, who's growing in confidence every week. There's some real strike power in that back three. If Hamilton do elect to kick, they've got to have a very good line chase. It doesn't necessarily need to be a speedy line chase, but it needs to have no dents in it. They need to go up as one. That'll be one of the key factors for today, no doubts.
Yeah, definitely. And just speaking of the back three, we'll go to the back three. In the scrum, I guess Steve Lamont, Assey and Joe Ackersdyke, probably the form back row in the competition, but the Wanderers back row not too far behind them.
Yeah,
just
different,
lacking a little bit of
you look
experience.
at it, the Hamilton side, there's so much experience in there. Steve Lamont plays a lot of his football with a number 2 on his back at country and representative level, but he plays like a back rower. He's an on-the-ball 6. He gives them all their energy. He's their leader. He's the one that sort of, if they need a big tackle to be made, he'll come up or he'll run out of the line. Joe Ackersdyke, for mine, is possibly the most possibly the most complete footballer in terms of the back row. He doesn't offer you one or two things. He gives you everything. He gives you defence. He gives you work rate. He gives you winning the ball. He gives you a target at the line out. He gives you a bit of everything. And of course, Tweedy Assey, well, he's a big unit for a number 7. You don't see him a lot, which is normally a good sign. They're up against the young Tyro of the back row in Wanderers. In particular, I mentioned Daniel Martin and Luke Hickey. Martin was playing rugby league for South Newcastle last year. Only a 9-year-old kid. He's taken to rugby union like he's been playing it all his life.
Well, he was the Pork Knuckle of the Week award winner last week,
and
Jimmy.
Well-deserved Pork Knuckle of the Week award winner. Yeah, he's a real tearaway. He bends the defensive line. He hits hard. He's a beast at the breakdown. Luke Hickey's an interesting story. He was over here backpacking. Ended up at Wanderers, played a few games in 3rd grade. He's an English-born player. Played a few games in 3rd grade, and he was just that good down the grounds that he quickly was elevated to the top grade and has been there ever since for about the last 8 weeks. And Ben Ham, of course, is the reigning Anderson medal winner. He's a bit sore this week. He had a big defensive workload, particularly against the big Wendell Wilson and a couple of big ball runners. He sort of set himself up the challenge to knock those guys over. He hasn't trained much this week, but I'm sure he'll be fine come kick-off time. So, as we mentioned, there's head-to-head battles. You could go from 1 to 15 and say it's a real contest between all of them. They're without a doubt the two best squads, I would say. If you look at their personnel, there's work. I mean, as I said, they've got all the ingredients.
Good depth as well.
This is going to be a real belter.
It's going to be an absolute cracker here at Passmore Oval today. And of course, we'll quickly go through the teams. I'll give you the honours first today. Jimmy, go through the Wanderers side.
Wanderers, it's only one change to the team that is on the program. If those of you who have downloaded the program from the Newcastle Hunter Rugby Union, the front row is Andrew Tawala and Colin Hovell. Hooker today is Ben Christensen. The second row pairing is Blair Rush and Andrew Fletcher. That's the change to the program, with Andrew Fletcher coming in for Dan Kebbell. The back row, as we mentioned, Dan Martin at blindside, Luke Hickey at open side, and Benjamin Ham is the number 8. The halfback and captain is Luke Sherwood. 5'8", Luke Simmons. The wingers are William Coffey and Zacatella. In the centres are Tanner Felix and Tapaki Rahui. And at fullback, Callum McDonald. Of course, the coach, Viv Passy.
Yes, very good-looking lineup, that one. And, of course, the Hamilton side, the front row today, Peter Backrich and Fave Sealer. Chris Pusey's the hooker. Sam Brennan, who I believe is under a bit of a cloud with the flu. Look for Simon Nagy to come on early on. And Rocco Barrow is his second row partner. Steve Lamont, Tutelli, Assey and Joe Ackersdyke. Your back rows today. Joe Ackersdyke being the number 8. Ivan Walkling, halfback. Fly half today is Jason Keelan. Centers are Rob Smith and Tana Lautai. Sorelli Banavalu and Ratu Adelanamate are your wingers today, with Vasagotti playing at fullback. And last time these two teams played, Jimmy, Vasagotti, he played fullback and he had an absolute screamer as well. So different player than Eric Vesakikaku, but definitely I don't think they lose anything there.
I'll beg to differ on that one. I think Vasakikaku just adds so much. Vasakikaku, as you mentioned, different player. He's real explosive over that first 10 or 15 metres. He's great at getting his head in behind the defensive line. He can sort of switch off a little bit and be prone to the odd error. But when he's on, he's certainly on. He loves the contact. The other one I'm really looking forward to seeing is the big Fijian Severa Rockabaro. When we first saw him the first couple of weeks, he was carrying an ankle injury and just wasn't fit and was struggling to find his way and where he fit in the team. But I understand the last couple of weeks in particular, he's really grown. He's 120 kilo, he's 6'4". He's played 4 tests for Fiji. He had a contract with Toulon and has played a lot of football in France. His pedigree is enormous, and I think now he's starting to find his way in this team, and I think you'll see possibly the best out of him today, and he's one I'm really keen to have a look at.
Yeah, and Coach Scott Coleman as well, he really gave him a rap earlier on today saying that he has adapted to the team and the way they play, and he's going to have an absolute blinder of a game today. He's really pumped up to get into this top of the table derby. Referee Jared Logan. Today, of course, the referee's picking up a major sponsor in Specsavers as well, which is great to see.
It certainly creates a pun for many a joke, doesn't it?
Well, I've already asked Jared if it's a contra deal today, and he didn't get what I was saying.
Young pups now, mate, Generation Y, they wouldn't know, but and no doubt. I mean, Jared, for mine, is the best whistleblower in the competition. We've seen Des Gilbert have the big game last week. We've also seen Rob Delbo, but I think in terms of his overall control of the game, he's still the number one in my eyes. Hopefully he lets things go today. I mean, I think these two teams will definitely go at each other. There'll be a lot of aggression early, no doubt. They both coaches have said this week, it's got to start up front. Well, we've got a back line we like to use and can score some fancy tries. It's got to start up front, and that begins at the set piece. I don't think there's much between these two teams at the set piece, particularly the scrum. Maybe Wanderers might have a touch at the scrum, but as you look at the line out, particularly with Kevil out, I think that's one area that Hamilton will certainly attack. Young Sam Brennan, we mentioned, he's been a revelation since he's come in. I think he's only first year out of Colts. He heads off to America, I was told this week, tomorrow on academic scholarship.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
They'll miss him. And of course they've got Joe Ackersdyke there, who's big and strong and good at getting up at the front. So no doubts that they'll put some pressure on there. But scrum time will be a real battle.
I think the line-out for Hamilton, the games we've covered so far this year, it's been a little bit of a problem. I think Chris Pusey will probably throw the line-outs today. Steve Lamont carrying a bit of a shoulder injury through the season. The throws haven't been fantastic for them. So it's something that maybe Wanderers do have an advantage in as well, Jimmy.
Well, they certainly do when it comes to their own ball, because Andrew Tuala's without doubt unparalleled in terms of line-out throwing. He's a natural line-out thrower. I know that was one aspect when he was training down with the Melbourne Rebels they were very impressed with, and that's certainly one thing that he's in the frame for an NRC contract with the Country Eagles. No doubts that Scott Coleman's brother, Darren Coleman, who's the coach of the Country Eagles, will be watching this on Bar TV. I think his Eastern Suburbs team in Sydney are out of the Shute Shield.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
If he's not watching this, he'll be watching a replay of it and certainly be having a word to Barbara, his younger brother, I guess.
He's a Bar TV favourite, Darren Coleman. We've had a couple of chats with him throughout the season, so if you are out there, Darren, feel free to drop us a line.
And some good news this week with former Hamilton Hawk Nick Palmer being picked up by the New South Wales Country Eagles. He's got an NRC contract. He's spent the last 2 years down at Norths. Last year was interrupted. We had about a glandular fever, which knocked him around. Played the last 3 or 4 games in first grade, but this year he's been, without a doubt, they're leading sort of second row and have been cemented his place in that team and picked up 3 or 4 men of the match performances in the last month. He was initially picked up by the North Harbour Rays. They picked him without telling him, and so he had the choice between North Harbour and New South Wales Country, and he went to where he's from, and it's great to see. We'll see him hopefully in action here on September 24 when they take on Queensland Country.
Yeah, definitely. As we see now, the Hamilton Hawks coming out on the field, led by Captain Steve Lamont. It's going to be a cracking day here in this greater NHRU round 16 match of the round. Hamilton Hawks taking on the Wanderers. I tell you what, Jimmy, we got a tweet through from Paddy Kilmurray from NBN, and he's asked to see if the pitch has been rolled because it looks pretty hard out there.
Yes, indeed. I don't think there'll be many front rowers going down on that square, that's for sure. It looks very hard, sparsely covered in grass, very dry. It looks like an uncomfortable day to be tackled. As here's the Hamilton Sponsors Day today. I think Pete Maxwell Recruitment, they're taking their seats out by the
exclusive
touchline, which will
exclusive
I guess
touchline.
add to the atmosphere. We'll see one of those plastic chairs go flying a bit later as the two Blues make their way out, obviously led by Luke Sherwood.
Yeah, Luke Sherwood showing the slice of Devon as he comes out there as well. Used to seeing with the headgear on, the number 9 and captain for the two Blues, and you can hear that blue chant getting the boys pumped up and psyched up for this matchup. And I'm really looking forward to this matchup, Jimmy.
We mentioned Kevin not here and him being the pack leader. I think Blair Rush will really come into his own today. He's been very good the last fortnight. He'll be the one that looks to lift them up and pull off that hit or make that charge that gets the two Blues on the front foot.
Yes, and of course we're here at Passmore Oval, the rickety old grandstand here with the media box. Our producer Jack doing a bang-up job today. And camera crew as always. We're getting ready now and set for the big match up. It looks like Wanderers will be receiving the kick, running left to right on your screen. They are in the two blue colours. Of course, Hamilton in the gold and blue. Getting together for this huddle, as is custom now in the greater NHRU competition. Referee Jared Logan showing us his skills with the ball out there. having a bit of a laugh. So Jason Keelan has the ball for the Hawks. Probably the form fly half of the competition as well at the moment, Keelan.
Yeah, and picked in the Newcastle Barbarians team. One of only a couple of genuine fly halves picked there. He's really. I think his game management is the thing that's really improved. He's always had that ability to be a player one-on-one, a good kicking game, but it's the way he gets his team around the park this year that I think's really impressed.
Here we go for the start of the match. Sorry, Jimmy, and it's a good kick right on that 40-metre line, and they've come up with it. The Hawks know they lost it. Dan Martini does well to scavenge that ball, but it's going to be called a knock-on early on, so we're going to have a scrum within the first minute, 15 seconds, and it's going to be a matchup that I'm looking forward to here at the set piece, Jimmy.
Bit lucky there, Wanderers. They let that kick-off bounce, which is normally the ultimate sin. It bounced, unfortunately, for Hamilton. They got a hand to it, and it's a little knock-on. So first scrum, Wanderers feed.
It was pinpoint, wasn't it? It was right on that 40-metre line, just where you want your number 10 to be kicking it. And there's not much difference in pack weight, I don't think, in this matchup. Wanderers might have the slight advantage and goes down on Bakarich's side there.
Yeah,
he's probably the only one giving away a bit of weight there.
He has indeed, but he's got very good body position. He's very strong for a guy I think he'd be only just under 100 kilos, whereas Colin Hovell, you would think he'd be pushing up near the 110. Speaking of experience, I mean, there's no greater experienced front rower in the competition than Colin Hovell. Played for the Bay of Plenty in New Zealand, the ITM Cup, and in his mid-30s now. So I guess, from what I understand, he's been reborn since he's come to Wanderers. He's become a real spiritual leader of this forward pack, and he just thrives on having all this young energy around him.
Yeah, definitely, and the Wanderers are set very deep. It's not a structure that we normally see them play with. They play with a very flat kind of structure. We see them getting a penalty there at the scrum. So referee Jared Logan.
It's not coming in nice and square there. They're coming in from the angle. That's probably from the force that Andrew Tuala brought in on that loose head side. Nice touch finder. Running into the wind, just to look at that. That wind sort of picked up a little bit from the south. So Wanderers running into it in the first half.
So Andrew Tuala will be throwing the ball in, playing a prop forward today. Oh, they've lost that one. We've wrapped him up, but Colin Hovell comes up with it, and that's a good run there by Hovell to get them to 40 metres out.
Hickey
goes up forward, and they've got a flat line set. It's going to be a penalty, though, to the Hamilton Hawks.
Wants him to stay on his feet there, just diving over as he sort of went in there as support, I believe was the call from Jared Logan. Yeah, interesting to see first line out. Wanderers went to a 5-man. Joe Ackersdyce picked it, just got up nice and strong in front of Andrew Fletcher. So that's, as we mentioned, one area they will target, and early signs that will be the case.
Yeah, definitely. And Ackersdyce probably one of the best line-out jumpers in this competition. As we see now, I tell you what, Rockabaro, he is a monster, isn't he? He goes up for that one and gets the ball back with that big one-hander. Ball flat to Keelan. Oh, Pusey taking the ball up. Good run by Pusey. Met well by the Wanderers' defence.
Yeah, Martin around the legs there. Good tackle. Rugby League days coming out. And they go to the right here. Some numbers, the Hawks.
Yeah, there goes Vasagotti getting up towards the 40-metre line. Not making too much ground, but getting the ball through hands early on. And the ball's out there. McDonald comes through. Referee says play on. Thought he may have jumped the gun, but he didn't, as they take it from the back of the breakdown there. Still going forward. Little box kick by Walkling. Interesting decision, but it bounces unfavourably there, and it's going to roll all the way to the boundary.
Yeah, Walkling should know this. Know that down the hill there, it just runs away nice and quick. He just landed on the point of the ball, and that just took off. Interesting to note that first line out from Hamilton. Steve Lamont throwing them today. Chris Pusey being used as a runner out in the centre of the field.
Well, definitely damaging ball runner, isn't he? And they go to 2 first up, so I think that's going to ease him into the game.
Yeah, and perhaps, I mean, they may switch it up as well. If they go the full line again, that was a short line, but Hamilton as well. You're going for a 5-man. Scrum number 2. First tick to the Wanderers for the first one. Let's see how this one aims up. Bakarich, nice and square.
Well, interesting to note as well, talking to Bubba Coleman, he rates, I guess, Chris Pusey in the same class as Andrew Tuala, which is an interesting matchup in itself here today. Jimmy,
a little short arm there. He's judged that Wanderers went too early with that hit. Big Rockabaro takes it up. Chop down around the legs. They go to the left. Keelan inside ball for Rob Smith.
Oh, good run there by Smith, wasn't he? He's a good, strong, straight runner of the ball.
Yeah, he'll benefit from having the week off last week. Had a bit of an ankle injury, but another penalty here. First opportunity for perhaps some points.
Yeah, maybe the Hawks may be looking for blood here, though, but looks like they might be going for goal. Yeah, Lamont indicates that as well. So they're going to take the kit for goal. Of course, the greater NHRU also supported by NIB, Vitek, Tui's, Tulloch and the Newcastle Herald. And we also mentioned the referees with the new sponsor Specsavers, which is a good thing for our referees and keep them ticking along, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's quite. I mean, the referees are normally the first people to be criticised, but the only way for them to improve is by having more resources, getting more coaches, having a better quality of assessment, and all that costs money. So for Specsavers to come on board, a great initiative, and we welcome it.
So Keelan now comes in, strikes it well, and he has made no mistake with that one. So first points here at Passmore Oval to Hamilton. It's 3-0 against the Wanderers as they come back now for the restarts. It's been not played, I guess, at the fast pace we expected. They've just sorted each other out.
Arm wrestle here to start with. Both teams really haven't strung any phases together yet. It's been a bit stop-start, but I'm sure this game will develop into and open up once we get into it. Things. That was another very good restart there. Big Rockaboka went up, but no one was underneath him. No support. Good chance here for Wanderers to launch.
Yeah, well done, Martini taking it from the back there. He gets his body up a little bit too high. A little bit of inexperience there. Tawala met well by a swarm of Hamilton Hawks there.
It was Lamont. They knew he was coming, and they were quick up. Great line speed. Fletcher driven back again. Well, they've been rattled here, Wanderers. That's great defence from the Hawks. In nice and tight. They've obviously done their homework. They knew they were just going to roll around the corner there with a couple of hit-ups. Andrew Tawala virtually had the ball in his hand, and Steve Lamont was underneath him, lifting him and driving him into the ground, and the ball got shoveled out to Andrew Fletcher, and it was the same case. So, yeah, great start from the Hawks in terms of their intensity. Looks like big Rockabaro fell awkwardly there when he went to take that restart. He's in a bit of trouble over there. He's getting some treatment. Looks like to a
maybe
leg
that
injury.
ankle. I think that ankle he's getting looked at.
And talking to Scott Coleman during the week, both teams very evenly matched in terms of personnel, but Scott said that this is where his big players, his big-time players, the Lamonts, the Rockabaros, the Akers-Dykes, he wants them to stand up.
Yeah, that's right.
Been not so much cruising, but they've been doing enough to get the job done. I know that sounds funny when they've only lost one game out of 15, but they've just been doing enough. He said, now it's business time. These are the guys that need to lead the way for us, and so far, in defence anyway, they have.
Yeah, that's right, and I guess very disappointed as well, losing to Merriweather Carlton a few weeks ago, and that was the reality check I think the Hawks needed, coming from Scott Coleman as well. So it's ominous for the rest of the competition, really, isn't it?
Indeed. I mean, you look at the lead-ups to that Merriweather Carlton loss. I think 3 weeks before, they'd either been down at half-time or certainly it had been very close, and yet after the break they managed to lift the gear and go away and win. But against the Greens they weren't able to.
Yeah, that's right. We go for another scrum here. Wanderers having the ascendancy at this set piece at the moment. Andrew Fletcher coming in for Kevill here today. I tell you what, Andrew Fletcher's a real toiler, isn't he? They don't really lose anything. He's going to get through a mountain of work. He'll
do a lot of the grunt work. He'll do the tight work, whereas Dan Kevill played most of his football in the back row, so even though he's playing second round, playing a little bit tighter, it doesn't come natural to him.
Well, Sherwood picks it up from the back. McDonald goes down the short side. Oh, Billy Coffey met and taken over the sideline there.
Yeah, good scrum there good scrum from Hamilton. They put the Wanderers on their heels, on a bit of pressure. The scrum turned a little bit, and that provided a bit sloppy and scrappy ball for Luke Sherwood, which disrupted their rhythm, but they get another opportunity here to attack the Hamilton line out. Looks like it's a full deck.
So here they go up again. Nice win off the top there as they come through the middle again. Alautai it was. Taking forward, Backridge is at the back there, but Walkling says, get out of the way, I want the ball. Dylan Amate looking to get the ball on the far side, but it's going to be a penalty, yep.
Another indiscretion at the breakdown. That's 3 penalties at the breakdown from mine. I think 1 was for offside, but certainly 2 they've all been around the tackle contest.
Yeah, so the Wanderers, a little bit of ill discipline early on. They do push the limits, I guess, at the breakdown.
Yeah, I guess
they do it well.
They need to adjust now, don't they? They need to know, well, right, he set the line, the line in the sand, the referee has. We can't continue to give away penalties. They need to perhaps either have that extra yard in defence back so they're not jumping the gun, or stay out of the contest once.
So they go for another short one here. Akers-Dyke off the fingertips. Oh, Rockaboro picks it up, and it's going to be called a knock on there. Oh, it's a short arm.
There must have been too many in the line out there. Numbers, perhaps. Didn't see that one. big Rockabara. Wouldn't that be a sight where a little halfback looks up and you get the big Fijian run at you around the corner of the line out?
So they go again, the Hamilton Hawks, and here he is, the man we're talking about, Rockabara, just swatting flies there, but taken well by the Wanderers. As the ball comes out now, all slipping on that cricket pitch on halfway. So losing a bit of ground there. They go again to the right. Kicked downfield by Keelan. It's a good one. It's going to find the corner, is it? Yes, it is. That is a
Very
great
good
kick here at Passmore over, knowing the ground like the back of his hand, I guess.
Yeah, definitely needed that one, didn't he? He just rolled into touch, end over end. 10 metres out. Great opportunity here. They'll really apply some pressure here to the line out. Itching to see whether Wanderers go a full deck or shorten it up. No, they're going the full deck, 2 pods.
Well, both lineouts have been a little bit disappointing so far, but that's a better one there.
Yeah, Ben Ham, nice and strong, got up really high there at the front. Good lift. And they're driving this
Yeah,
forward.
good
Perfect
decision
exit
there.
So far, they just need the kick at the end of it.
As we see Sherwood at the back just telling his team where to go, pointing, directing the play. Nice play by the halfback.
penalty
There's
here.
going to be a penalty, so
Great work from the Wanderers forward pack. Well executed.
yeah, definitely they definitely play that rolling maul pretty well, don't they? And gets them out of trouble off their own line. We've seen them do it on several occasions throughout the season this year.
Yeah, the temptation is, isn't it, just to get the ball down, give it to your halfback and roost it out of here. But that is much more effective and certainly a much better way of gaining more ground.
More control.
Absolutely.
And they do it very controlled as well, don't they? Sherwood's in there chirping at them. As all good halfbacks do, as Blair Rush goes up this time and comes to the back. Oh, there's a little bit of
He was up nice
movement
and
out
quick
there.
there.
I was going to say he might have been offside there, but referee Logan says no, play on. So Sherwood now gets the ball. They go short side.
Tanner Felix.
Tanner Felix, sorry.
I got chipped on the way into the ground. It's definitely Tanner Felix.
Oh, that could have been high there. Yes, referee Jared Logan's seen it. And the Wanderers aren't happy with it. He did have low body height, in fairness, so just slipped up around the neck region. Unfortunately, the William Hill replay is
A few technical issues today. We won't get to
not
see.
here.
Cagey start, isn't it, this one?
Yeah, it is.
Nearly
It's
15 minutes gone, and neither team's really got into the flow. There's mix. Oh,
well,
Simmons
not
as well.
out. And I'll tell you what,
Touch here,
Sorelli
Luke
Bang
Simmons.
Navarro picks it up, and what's he done with his hair, Jimmy? As Vasagotti gets it out, they keep going, Lautai. And
So-
now Smith it is, or
French.
Keelan, sorry.
Fresh Prince Bel-Air, isn't it, for the look of it? Or
What was that? It's a high top haircut. I like it. I want one. Where do you go to get something like that, Jimmy?
I think the Graham who plays for the Tigers has got a very similar haircut in the NRL.
Yeah,
Maybe
good
it's the in
defence
thing
by the
nowadays.
Wanderers, though, as they drive back the Hamilton Hawks. So the Hamilton Hawks are going to have to readjust here. Keelan calling for the ball. He wants to get rid of it, get it out of danger. But the Hawks are content to control this ball at the breakdown and come through.
Really look like excessive charging for mine, that one.
Oh. Isn't that a buzzword at the moment? As the ball comes back, he goes to the open side there. Interesting. Sees a bit of space. Kicks away
good
from
kick.
Simmons. Good kick. But he keeps it in, Simmons. And now Zakatala calls for the ball. He was very good last week. But he's met with a wall of Hawks defenders. That was a good kick chase there by the Hawks.
Did the smart thing around towards his support. Cal McDonald down the short side. He's very strong. Beats one, beats two.
Here he goes. McDonald up the sideline. But held up nice. He's going to have to get the ball back. Well done. Scrambling there, the Hawks. He does get the ball back. A little bit scrappy. The Wanderers look very flat at the moment. As the ball comes out, and Fletcher it was, doing the hard stuff. It's been stolen, though, by the Hawks. So the Hawks come up with it. The Wanderers just look a little bit disjointed at the moment.
A bit predictable there. It was all they were going to do then was truck it up, and the Hawks just got up, and line speed was very good. They would put a hit on and force
Here
a
goes
turnover.
Billy Coffey with a counter-attack. He's going up the field. Good run by Billy Coffey. Good strength. As they go short side through Rush. Rush bumps one off and gets taken down on the second attempt there. Here goes Ben Christensen. Good run by him. Unlucky for him not making that Barbarian squad as well as Colin Hovell takes it up.
Yeah,
Thought he was very
surprised there. He's
unlucky.
in the countryside. You'd think he'd nearly be a chance of making the top 30 in Newcastle, but
Anyway, here goes Billy Coffey up the middle. Billy Coffey is brought down. They're going to have to watch that channel there, the Hamilton Hawks. Billy Coffey has scored a few tries over the last few weeks up the A&B channel there.
He's really loving that extra work about coming in nice and close, looking for those lazy forwards, hasn't he, Billy? He's changed the way wingers play.
Ball comes out now. Simmons, McDonald cuts one out. Rahui, ball battered down there by Bainavalu as McDonald now cleans up the scraps.
It's a bit stretched here. Wanderers just need to keep building some pressure, keep sucking in those defenders.
So here they go again. Tanner Felix.
Got his head through the
Can't
line.
just call him Felix Tanner.
Once, only once. We'll give you away once only. Just pulled that one up there.
I think
Luke
Felix,
Sherwood.
for mine, Felix is a better first name than Tanner.
Well, it's always difficult when you've got two first names, isn't it? Of course, sad to hear about the Gary Neville and Philip Neville, Man United football players. Their father, Neville, passed away in Sydney last week. His nickname was Neville Squared, they tell me.
Very good.
Out in Australia watching his daughter play for England in the World Cup of netball. What a talented family that is. Two
Yes.
sons play for Man United and play esteemed Premier League careers, and a daughter who plays in the World Cup for England.
They're the Ellas of the English
Indeed.
football scene. As we go now to another scrum. Sherwood. And again, the
good
Wanderers
hit
just
there.
don't look like they've got that intensity they had last week.
Yeah, I think no doubts that they won't say it, but I've no doubts that game took it out of them physically and mentally.
Yeah, nice flat ball though as the ball goes out to Atala. McDonald. McDonald has space, gives it to Coffey straight away. It looks like Coffey's going to go in the corner. Yes, he does. First try of the match to Billy Coffey, and it probably won't be his last, Jimmy.
Well, there wasn't really anything on, was there? It looked like they were flat. There wasn't any depth. It was just a little cutout pass. They got outside him, and then once the ball got in the hands of Billy Coffey, he was 1-on-1. I'd back him every time. Certainly
Yeah.
99 out of 100. He's in such good
McDonald
form.
gave it to him straight away, didn't he? Just knowing
It was
that
like under
one-on-one.
12 stuff. Let's just pass it out to the winger and let him go. And boy, didn't he go. And Lysdale in and away. And once he got outside, his opposite winger there, he had that big right fend out, and he managed to get that on the chest, and then he just charged over in the corner. Great try for Bill Colley. I think that's 10 in 6 games for him now, so he's in the peak of his powers, no doubts.
Yeah, definitely. The Hawks just didn't aim up, did they? They didn't mark
Didn't
up
slide,
man
or
on
they
man.
didn't rush up and put some pressure on the ball receivers. It was a strange little sequence of play, but it wasn't the most elaborate of backline movements by any stretch, but it was just big man over little man, and the big man won.
Yes, definitely. I don't know about little man. Dylan Amante is certainly no midget. That's for sure. He's not vertically challenged, so just was caught in no man's land, really. Not knowing what to do. They didn't adjust to the second man play there, the Hawks, and it was a really bad read in defence, to be fair. Scott Coleman, will be disappointed with that one. As we see now, Simmons looking to get it from the sideline. He's kicked it, and he has missed that one. It was a tough kick, to be fair, so the score remains Wanderers 5, Hamilton 3. As they come back now for the restart, bit of cloud cover has come over Parsmore.
Successful score, Wanderers 5, Hamilton 3.
Another
Could have
great
been
restart,
offside
just
there.
a little bit deeper there.
Thought he might have been offside there.
Martin does well to take that in, and thought he was going to throw one at Matthew Gidley style out the side there, but good setup. All up nice and
good
quick there.
Defence there by the Hamilton Hawks.
I think it was Lamont again. He's really taken it upon himself to lead the line in defence.
As it goes out to McDonald. McDonald gets it on the boot straight up the middle of the field. Vasagotti it was that got the ball. Lautai now with the big ball out to Sorelli. Bainavalu has made a break. Bainavalu has one-on-one. He gets away from one. No, he doesn't. Good tackle there by Simmons.
Yeah, one that had to be made. They were in for sure if they'd make that tackle. It was a wobbly old kick and great little piece of counter play from Bainavalu.
I thought he was just going to say
in the
Billy
pocket
Coffey
here,
can
nice
do it
and
one
deep.
way. And here they go now. Smith making a hard break. Great tackle there by
Cal
McDonald. Good defence by him. He's really improved his defence this year. I think he's become a really solid defender.
I think it's probably come with his strength. There's no doubts he's filled out. They work pretty hard in the gym, these boys nowadays. They're training 3 and 4 days a week. spending the off-season doing some programs, and he's one that's really benefited from that. As we see here, another great, easy opportunity, you would think, for Jason Keelan to regain the lead for the Hawks.
Yeah, definitely. They do put a lot of time and effort into the gym, don't they? The only gym I go to is Jim's Milkshakes on.
The only gym I go to is my house.
Jimmy's house. So they're going to go for the points here, the Hamilton Hawks. This is a good show of respect, I guess, to the Wanderers side. Starting to, I guess, play semi-final football.
Indeed, yeah. So much at stake today, really. I mean, Hamilton haven't looked like being in danger of losing the minor premiership all year. You thought they were going to win it in the street, but a loss here, and all of a sudden, bang. Wanderers, who are the defending premiers, take the advantage with 2 games to play. In both those games, you would think teams they should win. Particularly Wanderers, I think they've got Nelson Bay and Singleton in the last 2, whereas the Hawks finish off with the Waratahs, and who knows where they'll be placed. They should still be fighting for top 3 spot, you would think. So.
Yeah, good kick there by Keelan to convert that one. So Hamilton now take the lead again at 6-5, and it's a bit of an arm wrestle still here with 20 minutes gone. The Hamilton Hawks, they haven't really used that back line of theirs yet to effect, have they?
Stride, just has a couple of little counter-attacks where they've looked dangerous.
So that's a deep one there. Good option, getting the ball nice and deep. So Lautai gets a ball away there to Pusi. The ball coming out, and big high box kick there by Walkling. Might found space. No, Zakatala does well to get under it. Gets away from one. But tackled nicely on that cricket pitch there, and the Hawks are trying to get over that ball.
Again, it was Lamont that led the charge there for the,
So the ball goes wide now to Christensen, gets a nice little ball away to Tanner Felix. Gets the ball up to halfway.
He always seems to get the ball over the ad line, Felix, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a good strong
kid.
Strong runner. Only young. As Hovell now driven back there. Oh, good clean out there.
Thought he might have
on
come in
Sherwood.
from the side there, but got to
I think he had the hands on the ball there, Sherwood, so...
Fair enough, 50-50.
Free game. And now they're going to have to probably take it from the back, and they do through Tuala, but he's been called back there.
Offside? I thought they had the ball.
They did have the ball, so that one...
Interesting.
...is perplexing, to say the least.
Maybe some of these learned gentlemen behind us might be able to help us out at half-time with that one. Pretty obvious, they say. Give us the call, so... Not behind the last minute's feet, I'm told.
Well,
Fair enough.
The referees committee behind us is just pelting us with facts, Jimmy. I didn't even know
it's
that
like
was a
we're playing
rule.
again, mate, isn't it? So we're the ones normally building them with supposed facts.
Except normally they tell me to be quiet, so I get my...
They can't tell us to be quiet today, that's one thing.
Greg O'Donnell behind me, I'm sure he'd like to get the red card out and say, close your mouth, Gareth, but anyway.
I think he's done that before, hasn't he, mate?
I would imagine.
They go deep here, the Hawks on the attack. Good. Rob Smith again over the ad line, wrestled to the ground.
Yeah, good work, and they're set wide. It's going to be another penalty there to the Hawks, so...
Discipline's starting to prove
They
costly.
take the quick tap. Walkling goes through, and they're all offside there. The Wanderers, he's still going. They have to pick it up. Vasagotti does well to get there. There's the ball now at the back. Walkling gives a nice little short ball there. They're going to have to do something with it here. The Hawks, it looks like they're going to go to the short side. No, they go open. Wrong move there, and good defence by the Wanderers side, driving them back off the ball there.
That was Cal McDonald again.
And here's big Rockaboro taking them forward again. Hackersdyke brings Walkling around and gets a ball away again to Walkling. Oh, he's met hard there by Tuala. Good hit
Chest
by
on,
the
ball
big
just
prop
slips out
forward.
the back. Oh, they're pouring here through Wanderers. They might have a turnover here. Bit scrappy. No, they do well there to readjust Hamilton. They go the short side. Keelan
Oh, little kick by Keelan, and this is going to be a try to Vasagotti, and that's a good try. Keelan to Vasagotti. He's doing the Hawk dance. I've never seen anything like that.
Well, nothing was on, was it? The defence was aiming up. They were very quick off the line, and Keelan shows his smarts. As I mentioned earlier, how he's reading the game so much better now, his game management. He saw they were all up, so he saw there was some space in behind him. He dropped it on the foot, and Vasagotti just raced through, got the perfect bounce, and he was over. Great try in the left-hand corner.
Yeah, it was a good try, and Keelan well aware of the surroundings, and it was a good opportunistic.
Looks like we've
kick
got a
through.
touch judge in here to report something. He's talking to Luke Sherwood.
Oh, well. Interesting to see what it's all about. Sherwood not happy with something.
Hamilton Rugby Club would like to thank our many sponsors, including
Jared Logan
Plumbing, Maxwell Recruitment, Bellam's Logistics,
having a good chat.
Consulting, and Sean Murray Lawyers.
I tell you what, they could almost be brothers, couldn't they? Sherwood and Logan. Maybe Jared is a long-distance cousin of the Sherwood family.
Yeah, I think you're going down the wrong path there, mate. They certainly spend a lot of time talking to each other, so...
Just besties, as they say in the younger generation.
No doubt the frustration's starting to show. I think the penalty count now is 6-3, so that's one thing the Wanderers need to get in order.
Yeah, definitely. It's Keelan now. This is his toughest kick of the day. 5 in from touch. He's taken it a long way back. The calls of maybe rucking was what that little chat was about. Bring it back, I say. You a fan of the rucking, Jimmy?
Well, if someone's on the ball, they've got to be moved. If they're not going to roll away from it
That's right. Get your
on their
feet
own
in there.
devices, well, then perhaps they need a little bit of encouragement. As long as it's not on the head. I mean, there's rucking in there stomping.
That's
It's
right.
certainly, but the way the game is now, they certainly it's a much more. I guess they want a quick recycled ball, and that's the best way to.
They all wear plastic boots anyway, so it's like getting a massage, a back rub. From a favourable establishment as the ball is kicked nicely, and that's a good kick there by Keelan. So the conversion on the sideline.
13-5.
The score now 13-5, Hamilton leading Wanderers, and it looks like the Hamilton Hawks may have found a gear now. But it has been a slow old game, really.
Yeah, clever little bit of play from Jason Keelan, wasn't it?
Again, they go deep. Taking the ball up there was Asai. And again, Keelan punching that one downfield. Atala will get it. They've readjusted nicely. Simmons looking to feed Billy Coffey, and Billy Coffey will take them on up the middle, and he's met by a wall of Hawks there. Is it a flock of Hawks, Jimmy?
Works for me.
So yeah, short side now. Tanner Felix again taking the ball up. Gee, the backs in this Wanderers side, they do like doing the tough stuff, don't they? They really take the pressure off the forwards. As Martini, a little bit high there.
And just bounced off one. Ball again, just slow coming back.
Yeah, going to be a penalty though.
In from the side, it looks like.
Take the points.
Well, they haven't had any ball yet. I think they'd like to have some ball in hand. Play this into the corner. Make sure they win the line out. Oh, that's a wobbly old kick from Luke Simmons. It's gone virtually at right angles to touch. Gain of about 5 metres. Not what the doctor ordered if you're a Wanderers man.
Very good. And our producer, Jack, always on the ball, tells me that it's a cast of Hawks.
A cast of Hawks. I thought it might have been a Cardinal of Hawks being the Catholic club.
Yeah, well.
You see here that Hamilton just getting a couple of players on the touchline warming up to, looks like Chris Nagy and Marty Lewisa, who no doubt will have an impact at some point as Rahihi gets that nice and flat, tries to get around his opposite man, but is held up. Needs to get the ground here.
Good defence there by the Hawks.
And does.
Sliding well there and adjusting on that occasion.
Not rolling away there. I guess he
could have
couldn't
been a
roll
penalty,
away.
I thought, but anyway, they keep going forward here, the two Blues. And here's Tuala setting nice and full. Bumps one up. Well, that's a good run there by Tuala.
I thought he was a bit flat-footed, but he still managed to. Here we go. Oh, they're lifting the intensity.
Here they go now, the Wanderers. Here they come.
And again to the short side. It's Tuala again. Bumps off one.
Yeah, good run by Tuala. As they flat again here, and Martini gets it. Martini will take the ball forward. So Sherwood now getting a ball to Ham, and Ham is swarmed there, really.
Quick ball, though. Felix again.
Good run there by
they're just
the strong inside centre as McDonald now has it, and McDonald will take it forward. They're just going one out here, the Wanderers, but it seems to be working for them as they suck in a few. And Tuala, he's on the other side of the field now, and good run. Taken round the legs, though.
Just need to get his arm free
Blair
there.
Rush was a little bit flat-footed there. looking to get a ball away on that far side. So again, the
good
Hawks,
defence here
good
from the
defence.
Hawks, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely is McDonald now, acting as first receiver, takes it in himself. So now Billy Coffey comes up the middle, tries to bump off one, but he's met in a solid tackle. And Hovel now taking the ball forward as well. So this is really good control shown by the Wanderers. It's Tuala.
Yeah, he's
Nearly
lifted.
gets around him
He
there.
really lifts when he gets in that 22, doesn't he? You can see him just wanting to get an arm free inside ball there to Fletcher.
Yeah, I don't see Fletcher scoring
No,
from
he's
10
not-
metres out, but
I
he'll
can't-
take the ball in.
Just recycling here. This must be 8, 9, 10 phases in a row here from the two Blues. They're building some pressure and they're getting closer and closer to that line.
They're short there, the Hamilton Hawks. They're going to have to aim up in that middle position of the field there. As they keep going forward, they're very close, the two Blues.
Yeah, 5 metres at best.
This is a good coach's try if they do come up with it. This is what Viv Passy would like to see. Control and composure as Hovel takes it in. Caught short. They go to the short side. And he's taken over. Good defence by the Hamilton Hawks, and that's a great display of controlled rugby there though, Jimmy.
Oh, they get a lot of confidence out of that Hamilton, and that's where they were so strong in that first game. Remember at number 2 sports ground back in round 7. Wanderers threw a lot at them in that game, particularly in the first half, and barely did they break the line. A quick line out here from the Hawks. Ooh, risky one, but they come up with it at the back.
Yeah, they're probably going to have to take it. Oh, they don't. They go for the kick, and Cal McDonald comes through on it. And he clears the ball nicely. Doesn't get too much distance on it, though, so still under pressure here, the Hawks. So they're set very flat. Look for Billy Coffey to come in off Simmons here, and it's been spoiled by the Hawks, and the Hawks do come up with it.
Yeah, important win that one. They had a set play there on Wanderers. Very disappointed with that. They need to get their set piece right.
Yeah, that's a good kick there by Walkley, and they let it bounce. Wrong move there by Simmons. So Simmons gives it to Coffey. Coffey will wind up here, looking to get around the players, and he goes in hard there, doesn't he, Coffey?
Yeah, he knows one. He looked like he was going to boot the ball there, but then thought better of it. Oh, a relieving penalty here for the two Blues. Just too much enthusiasm there from the Hawks. Just up a bit too quick, I think. Not real hard to work out some of the signals from Jared today, but alas, I think they were just a little bit quick out of the mark, quick out of the gun.
Yeah, it will be a penalty. So
penalty count now starting to even up, back to 6-5 by my count. It's a little bit better purchase from Simmons. His last one made a total of about 2 metres. That one he managed to eat off about 25, just inside the Hamilton half. At a real crunch point in this game, I think now Wanderers, you would think they've had a little bit of ball the last 10-15 minutes, but again they lose their line out.
So not doing too well in a set piece.
On there, but it's way
here goes Smith up the middle. Smith will keep going, and that's a good run there by the inside centre. Pusey with the ball now. Pusey damaging ball runner, wrecking machine. And Walkling goes by himself there. So it's going to be a knock on though. Rocker Boro just not controlling it.
Again, this first half really dominated by defence, hasn't it? You count the number of clean breaks in general play off one hand, and as we meant, most of those have come from on the counter attack. So both defences holding up very strong.
So it looks like we're going to have a replacement there.
Marty Lasua goes on into the front row by the
You
look
won't
of
be
it.
happy with that, Marty, really.
No, I don't think. I thought once you hit the age of 46, you normally got a few
So Sealers come from the field.
exclusions, and front row from mine would have been one.
Oh well.
Must be, I think, troubling. There was a bout of the flu going through the Hamilton camp this week, so maybe Sealer's struggling with that, but he haven't seen me in distress so far. There was no sign of any injury, but we're only guessing.
Yeah, it looks like Nagy may be coming on the field as well pretty soon. Oh, the scrum goes down. Didn't look too good there for Bakarich. He'll get up, he's tough. Christensen's head was pretty much buried in the grass there.
Yeah, hooker's nightmare, that one, when they go straight down on the point of your head.
A hooker's nightmare, eh?
Introducing yourself to every blade of grass. At least it was on the cricket pitch.
Oh, imagine that. Would have come up. The skin would have
Been knocked out.
The skin would have stayed on the pitch, I'd imagine. So here they go again, another scrum. Backridge is getting set
Scrums
low.
have been fairly even to this point. No, you couldn't say either's had the authority there. But interesting, we do have a change in the front row. With May Lasua, I wouldn't have thought he's packed in the front row for
a long time.
No, certainly wouldn't have had to have done 60 minutes of it, that's for sure.
So Sherwood with it now, gets the ball out to Simmons, inside to Felix.
Just gets to the ad line. A little bit late there in getting their Wanderers, but they managed to get the ball back, have they? Or
It looks like,
Yes.
yeah, they do. And Simmons now looking to get to McDonald. McDonald will put it on his boot, turning around Vasagotti. Vasagotti comes up with it. Rahui came up very quick and
don't
good
argue on Bill
tackle
Copley
there.
getting some of his medicine returned.
Yeah, it was a good tackle in the end by
And a penalty. Just
Coffey. Yeah, penalty now. So a bit of a let-off there for the Hawks.
not rolling away the call there that time.
They had a good opportunity there, the Wanderers, to put a bit more pressure on the Hamilton side, so this should see them get over halfway now with a good chance to attack. Right on halfway, so
Should get a good look at this line out. Again, Steve Lamont with the duties of throwing in. Chris
so again
Pusey,
they go short line out.
yeah,
so
Pusey out in the centres. Expect him to charge it up at the 5'8".
lands on-
Aggersdyke, good take.
lands on his chest there, Ackersdyke, and they use a few dummy runners as Lautai takes the ball forward. Good run there by the outside centre. Oh, McDonald comes through on Walkley, and the Wanderers
Ooh.
come up. I don't know about that one, Jimmy.
He plays on quickly.
As Walkley takes the quick tap and gives it to the big man out there, Rockabaro. So Walkley goes short side, and Pusey taking the ball forward, bumping off a couple. And here's Backridge.
Up quickly there, Wanderers, looking to assert some pressure with their defence.
Yeah, he was very flat-footed as well, Backridge, so didn't do himself any favours at all as Rockaboro is used as a dummy runner that time, and Ackersdyke takes it forward.
Tucks the ball under his arm as he does. Ooh,
A little bit offside, maybe, I don't know. Logan says play on, though. Is that Brennan taking that one forward? So the Hawks, now they look a little bit disjointed, not really going anywhere. Rockaboro, he's met nicely and solidly by Martini, and I think Ben Ham was somewhere in there as well, Jimmy. Yeah, taken off the back of the ruck there, the breakdown work, controlling it pretty well here now, the Hawks, is
numbers
Keelan
on the
with
left
it
here,
inside there to Delamente.
Again, good defence. I wouldn't be surprised if Keelan puts it in behind again. He had joy with it early on with that little grubber. They're certainly
Yeah,
not going very far at the moment with this one out stuff. Maybe they need some second man plays or some inside runners or something. It's pretty,
passing it, thought he might have taken it.
pretty pedestrian at the moment.
Yeah,
Good
they've
defence
lost
from-
about 15 metres there, the Hawks. They certainly don't look like premiership favourites at the moment.
Well, I like this mismatch though. It's a couple of big forwards out
And
here. on some
Lautai
backs.
goes up the middle. Lautai, he's got support, but he won't use it. Lautai still going.
Yeah, turnover. That ball just spilled out the side there, and not alert to it. Ivan Walkley. I think Wanderers may have got. Oh no, Hamilton. Hard to see what's going on over there. Whether Wanderers got that turnover.
Yeah, they got the
Leaving
ball.
kick
and
here.
Not the best kick, to be
No,
fair.
I think
so
that wind's quite strong out there. The touch judges' flags are quite stiff.
they're blowing.
Geez, hasn't his first half been dominated by defence though?
Yeah, definitely. 2 minutes to go. So the Hawks now with a good opportunity to put some more points on the board. They struggled in that last phase.
Yeah, it was the
passage
matchup
play,
they
didn't they?
wanted though. When they finally did go the right and they found some room, they had two centres versus a couple of front rowers, and they took the odds to that. And Lautai did a good job. But another good win at the back of the line out. I think
Yeah,
it
so
was
they're going to go to a
Ackersdyke
more
again.
good decision here too, taking the ball forward, good control. As Tuala comes through on it. And Hovel's doing a good bit of defensive work there too, just driving the Hawks back. So they take it to ground, and Keelan now turning Lautai on the inside. So Lamont goes through as a dummy runner. Rob Smith now trying to do something with it. Again, one out stuff. Walkling comes around, little short ball to Ackersdyke. He's still going, Ackersdyke.
Yeah, good leg drive. I need another one here.
And Lamont is the man to do it. He pushes one off, but he's picked up and driven backwards. Now Walkling looking for the ball. They're not putting numbers in there, and it's going to be a knock on.
Yeah, good.
Just not committing enough numbers, really, the Hawks at the moment, and it's causing that back ball to be sort of
scrappy,
shuffled around.
Yeah, scrappy makes life difficult for the halfback. Neither team really able to get any rhythm, any flow with their attack. And that comes from good defence, and the defence has to be commended. Crucial point of this game, right near half-time. Wanderers in their own 22. They have the feed here, though. They need a good exit here. Whether it's they don't normally just generally go the kick, the easy option. They normally you'll see Tanner Felix hit it up, or even Cal McDonald hit it up on that short side before they look to have that exit kick.
I think this position of the field where Wanderers are really strong, they can get up to halfway in sort of next to no time, and hopefully maybe draw a penalty out before sort of full time, or go for more points.
Yeah, I'll be playing safety first here. Let's just play a bit of field position. They know they're going to have the wind at their backs in the second half. They're still well and truly in this match, but you would hate to concede one just on half time. That might be a
good scrum there. Ham picks it up. Good work by the big number 8. He's tough as teak.
For someone who was in a bit of doubt coming in this game, he's been very strong early.
Oh, Atala now short side gets a kick through. Could have held on to it. Good chase to Atala. Oh, he drops the ball. Had a good opportunity, and Rahui was on his inside.
He just needed to put that on the toe, I think. It was just a difficult bounce for him. It sort of got him on the half volley. He tried to pick it up one-handed. They got some numbers out to the right here, the Hawks, but no, they'll take the advantage of the scrum from that knock on.
Yeah, shouldn't be too long to go here as Logan looks at his watch. Probably the final scrum in the half.
If you look at the chances that have been created in this first half, most of them have come from kicks in behind. That's a sign of how good the defence from both teams has been.
Yeah, definitely has been a real battle of attrition out there. So here we go, probably the final passage of play in the first half here. We're having a halftime chat with Hamilton Hawks president, Brett Sutherland. Interesting to see his thoughts on the competition. So the ball comes in through Walkling. Nice flat ball as Lautai takes it forward. Not doing too much with it, just setting it up for the forwards. Oh, Blair Rush comes through, and that's a good tackle there by the big number 4. Ivan Walkling did not see that coming.
Here as well. Chance for Wanderers to strike just on half time.
Oh, Sherwood up the middle. Sherwood's still going, but he's
team.
Taken in the second line of defences. Blair Rush now taking forward. He's lifting now for this 2 Blues side. Inspirational stuff by him as Hovell goes around the ankles. Good pickup, as you mentioned, Jimmy. So now Sherwood with it. They go flat again. Felix goes through. Oh, he nearly gets through the other side there.
They're just hanging on here, the Hawks. They're just hanging on.
So here they go. Billy Coffey. Can he get there? No, he's tackled, but they got problems.
Luke
if
Simmons
they go to the left.
for quick ball. They had numbers on the left, but they just couldn't
slow
get it back.
there. The Hawks have readjusted, have they? Simmons with it, gets a ball now. And that is going to be a try to the Wanderers.
He was screaming for the ball, Luke Simmons there. Thought it was going to be too slow, but they always had the numbers. It was a great couple of runs from their backs in particular. First it was Tanner Felix that got his head through the line and made 5 or 10 metres. And then Bill Coffey charged under it like a wounded bull again. He went over the ad line. Then it got slowed down, but they still had the numbers on the left. Hamilton just couldn't adjust quick enough, and it was a case of getting the ball to Rahi, and he just strolled over. No one knew him. An easy touchdown. Just what we wanted for the end of this half to make second half even more mouth-watering.
Yes, good try there for Rahui. After Billy Coffey coming in, taking some relief off the forwards, and they've been in a bit of trouble on that side in defence there, the Hawks, to be fair.
And it came from that tackle by Blair Rush, getting up, monstering
was
Ivan
a good
Walkling.
tackle,
that
wasn't it?
forced the turnover, and then all of a sudden they're in their 22 and they're attacking, and they're just They're sucking defenders in. In the end, they suck enough defenders in to create that overlap, and away Rahui went.
So you'd imagine that's probably going to be half-time there. As Simmons takes a big, deep breath in on the far side. He's hit it. Yeah, it's gone wide, and that's going to be half-time. So the score, Hamilton 13, Wanderers 10. It's been an intense half of rugby. We're going to be back with you in about 5 minutes. We'll take a quick word from our sponsors. Hope to join you soon.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
Could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
So here we are back for half-time. We've got Club President of the Hamilton Hawks, Brett Sutherland. Brett, how are you?
Very well, mate. What a day out. Great.
Always a good day here at Passmore Oval, isn't it?
Absolutely, mate. We've got a big second half coming, that's for sure.
Yeah, good, intense match. It really hasn't hit its straps yet, I don't think. There should be some small open play, I think, in the second half.
Yeah, mate, it's certainly very physical at the breakdown. Obviously a little bit of testing up of both teams. I think she'll open up.
Yeah, and of course, you're the president of the club. How's the club travelling? You've got your lunch next week, which you've kindly asked me to host.
Mate, we do. We're fairly desperate for an MC, so you got a bait. So well, congratulations on that.
Yeah, that's right. I was speaking to Bubba and he said, we asked Ravs, we asked Mitchell, we asked Craig Hamilton. I think there was about 10 blokes and you came to me, so thanks for that.
Right spot at the right time, mate. No, look, it'll be a good day. Peter Fitzsimon's a fantastic guest speaker, so you know that goes a long way to help putting bums on seats. So we should have a full house at the Sunnyside, which will be great.
Yeah, that's right. I was actually at the Mirror of the Carlton luncheon yesterday and Glenn Ella was speaking. He had a bit of dirt on Peter, so
yeah,
mate, I'll bring that out next week.
Mate, I'm sure those old heads have got plenty of chirp with each other, so it should be good. Now, looking forward to it.
Yeah, very good. And as far as the club goes, of course, you're the principal of Elders Insurance as well.
Yeah, mate, we're very proud to have our logo on the front of the Hawks jerseys. I've had a long relationship with the club, and it's certainly very humbling to be able to put our logo in front of the jerseys. So. Yeah, hopefully get a win this afternoon. It'd be lovely.
Well, I'll tell you what, judging from last year's form, when you played in the top grade, I'm glad it's your logo and not you in the jersey.
Mate, the back of my head's still sore.
Very good. Very good. So have you been playing in the thirds and fourths this year or not really?
Mate, I have been. I'd have a few weeks off from the back end of last year and this year, so I have come back. I'm under an injury cloud at the moment, but no doubt when I come back fit as a fiddle, it'll certainly make a change.
And of course, Hamilton, they've been pretty much a success for the last 15, I guess, or so years. How do you guys keep that success up?
Mate, it is very difficult. I mean, there's no off-season anymore. You know, it's by the time you have the grand final presentation night and AGM, you're back into the next season. So it is really a 12-month calendar. You work very hard and keep, the biggest thing is keeping the boys up week in, week out through the grades. But we do, of course, we love it and the boys enjoy it, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, very good. And as you said, it is a year-round thing. Where to next year then?
Oh, well, mate, we'll just keep chipping away, I think. We just keep doing what we're doing, hopefully get a few wins. It's all about, certainly the competition's under a fair bit of pressure at the moment. We're going through a fair bit of change, so we'll just see how that sort of unfolds and how it looks, and, we'll just go with it.
And just lastly, before the teams come out, player point system, agree or disagree?
I certainly agree. There's a lot of work getting done to simplify, because, the harder it is to police, the less effective it is. So, mate, we'll just work with it. All clubs are in the same boat, so it makes it fair.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for joining us at halftime, Brett, and enjoy the rest of the day. Get back in the canteen,
Thank you.
Brett Sutherland, ladies and gentlemen, El Presidente of the Hamilton Hawks. Does a great job here, always running around like a headless chicken. A headless chicken hawk, maybe. As the teams come out now, the Wanderers will be kicking off, running right to left on your screen. The Hamilton Hawks in the blue and gold, receiving. The score here, Hamilton 13, Wanderers 10. It's a tight affair, it's intense. It's the top of the table clash in this round 16 greater NHRU competition. So Simmons out there, looking to take the restart. We see him now. He has kicked it nice and flat, not too high, as Jimmy Garner joins us back in the commentary box. How was your halftime break, Jimmy?
Mate, busy on the phone trying to get some halftime scores for you. Having some around the grounds. All going as you would expect. Merida Carlton leading Nelson Bay 31-7. Waratah 16, Maitland 0 up at Marcellin Park. And Southern Beaches 43 in control against Singleton 14.
Well, that's a big score out there at the sand pit, I believe they call it. So we go now. Oh, good ball there to Lamont. Lamont making a few yards. The Hawks have come out with a bit of a spring in their step as Ackersdyke goes down the short side. Good run by Ackersdyke. Ball coming flat now. Oh, good defence by the two Blues. Blair Rush leading the charge there. Marty Lasua trying to get the Hawks going forward again. So backline set for the Hawks side. They might want to try something here.
You just got to wonder how long Wanderers can keep up this defence, this swarming defence, this line spread given. We mentioned they played 55 minutes last week in a bruising encounter with 14 men. So I think
here they go. Oh, it's a poor mistake there. So Wanderers have come up with it with a turnover. He's turned it back, and Lautai just gets the ball and kicks it. But it's going to be a penalty anyway, so good chance here to even up the score, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think it was Martin again that pulled off that hit and was quick to the ball. Him and Blair Rush are really lifted. They've been the ones for mine that have stood out in the first half for the two Blues. And as you mentioned, opportunity here to at least tie this up. Might have been a bit unlucky. We've got some replays here in the second half. We see there it was Tanner Felix that took the initial play to ground. The ball just pops out the back there. Not much control. It was Martin that's quickest to it. Yeah, and then certainly Rob Smith offside there playing the man.
So here we go now, line out. So
they went to the line out rather than take the what you'd think would be a gift 3 points.
Watch out here for the rolling maul to our viewers at home. Wanderers in the two blue. Behind on the scoreboard at the moment, but it might not be the case for a short while here.
They've got to win this line-out ball. They go to the go-to man, Ben Ham. Oh, just bobbled at the back.
Yeah, just
so they reset it
control
again
it
here.
though. Tuala is it at the back with it.
Yeah, good counter mauling here from the Hawks. They
yeah,
come
Hawks,
through the
good
middle.
Defense. They do it really well, the defensive, and they've come up with a ball, the Hawks. And they go over there, the Wanderers. He's calls for off his feet, but it was perfectly legal for mine. But no, referee Logan is going to blow the whistle. And Sherwood not happy with it.
If we have a look here, they just The ball just gets bobbled here at the top off Ben Ham, and they got the ball at the back, but they just didn't have that impetus. And he's fast to find touch here. Oh, has
the
he?
touch judge says he's gone out, and I don't know about that one. Unlucky there, Billy Coffey. It was a very good effort.
Greg Gibson there, Wanderers old boy, veteran of over 500 games there for the two Blues, the touch judge on this side. So,
of course, we'd like to welcome all our viewers from around the world tuning in. We've got fans in Texas, Philippines, the
Western
UK,
Australia.
WA. So if you're enjoying the game at home, feel free to tweet us in as the Hawks go over the halfway line at Bar TV Sports. Is the Twitter handle.
just a bit slow there. Lamont,
So Lamont
flat-footed,
now,
ball
here
in
goes
behind.
Vasagotti. Oh, he's met hard there by Coffey. He could have passed. He had Dylan Amate unmarked on the outside.
Again, it was Blair Rush that came across in cover. He's had
an
storm
absolute
again.
blinder, hasn't he? He wants the pork knuckle, Jimmy.
I'll tell you what, he's certainly my leading candidate for the two Blues, and you'd think Lamont or Ackersdyke, the two usual suspects for Hamilton, have been
Long
very
ball
strong.
there by McDonald. Simmons punches that one down. Getting a good roll on. Vasagotti does well to keep in. I thought momentum might have taken him over. Chips and chases. McDonald, doesn't come up. Oh, it's fingertip stuff there. And Rob Smith puts that one down.
Yeah, just judged that one come off the shoulder of Cal McDonald. Good call there from Jared Lowe. I think that one come off his shoulder and went back and just came through and tried to get his fingertips to the ball and would have been away had he have cleaned it up. But a little knock on. It'll be a scrum feed here to the two Blues.
As we go now, the William Hill replay. Little chip over the top.
It was Rob Smith that came through. Just got a horror bounce there, Cal McDonald. Just hit him on the point of the shoulder. Got a man down, receiving attention. Looks like Luke Sherwood. He's had a few ankle problems the last few weeks. But I'd be stunned if he
won't go.
They'd nearly have to chop his foot off before he'd go off the park today, I would think.
Both his feet.
And his legs.
I don't think you can get any shorter, can you? Really?
See in the background, big Willie So over there on the grass on the hill. Obviously not playing
Yeah,
today.
3 yellow cards.
That'll
So
do
he's
it.
having a rest.
He has a week off, resting
Told me
himself
he was
in
going
the
to get
sun.
on the cans with Dan Kebbell.
Well, that'd been an interesting duo, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
They'd have plenty to talk about. It'd be a good conversation.
I'd love to be a fly on the can of beer there.
Both good boys off the field too, don't worry.
No, that's right. Willie So, obviously a Bar TV favourite, and Dan Kebbell, also a Bar TV favourite as well. As we go now to the scrum.
Plenty of pressure coming there.
Oh, good
through
scrum
from
by the Hawks, wasn't it?
Mailer Sewer turning back the clock.
The old bull has done well there. Very versatile. He could probably even play in the centres. Marty Lasua.
If you go back 16, 17 years now, Marty Lasua was playing loose head for the Newcastle Wildfires in the Shute Shield against the Randwicks and Eastwoods and the like.
As we look now.
Yeah, just got lifted there, just got under there. Wanderers there. Good driving scrum from the two Blues. Lots of power coming through from Rockabaro and Sam Brennan in the second row.
He's been pretty quiet, hasn't he, Rockabaro, really?
I think he's been doing quite a bit in tight. He certainly hit the ball up a lot. He just haven't made any of those big, spectacular runs where he's squatting off lies like flies or getting that big leg drive if he's going. He's been pretty tight. Which when you get number 5 on your back, that's certainly what the coach wants, isn't it? That's the priority. I look at Marty the old bull. He's just going in there wrestling with Andrew Tuala on the Wanderers loose head side. Ackersdyke off the back of the scrum to Walkling.
Lautai with a nice run there by Lautai. Going up the middle. So Keelan now feeding Rob Smith. Rob Smith picks it up, does well, gets through the tackle. Still going Smith up to the 22. They still go Brennan with it. And Marty Lewis sets it up. Oh, good run there. Again by Smith, taking some pressure off the forwards. Keelan's calling for it. But they go short side to Lasua. Lasua gets down low, tries to bump one off.
Luke Sherwood's around his ankles though. Wrestles him to ground. Still took 3 or 4 defenders.
And here's the man we're talking about, Rockaboro, taking the ball forward. Now Walkling trying to get the ball. Keelan with it. goes behind Delanamonte. Vasagotti, oh, he spills the ball. They had a good opportunity there. The Hawks are now Atala with it. He's got a big boot and he gets the ball downfield. Vasagotti's got a bit to do, but there's not much chase there by the two Blues. They look out on their feet at the moment. Forced to do a lot of defence as Vasagotti puts it up. And Blair Rush does a good job there.
One arm pass to go with it.
Gets it off to, I thought it was Sherwood, but it must have been Atala.
Good run again from Martin. Leg drive from close range, explosive. Here comes Billy Coffey in for his turn.
Yeah, he's done a good amount of work as well today, Billy, but it's going to be a penalty on halfway, so another chance here for the Wanderers. The Hamilton Hawks now, their discipline kind of letting them down at the moment.
Yeah, it's a pretty even contest, this one, isn't it? Every team's just looking for that little edge, whether it's a turnover or a little jump start in terms of their line speed or getting off the ground. It's a real cagey part of the game, this one. You would think whoever breaks next, in terms of defensively, is going to have their work cut out. I think momentum is going to be crucial in this second half. First try scorer will be absolutely pivotal.
Yeah, again, the Hawks came out with a real spring in their step, but the Wanderers have fought back. Nice grit shown. Oh, I thought it was going to be a runaway try there, but he unlucky there, Asai. Offside.
Yeah, I don't think he's that quick, mate. The ball came off the top down, and Sherwood had barely released it, and he was in the sights of the 5'8". As Simmons again goes for touch. I think that one is possibly too far for his distance. We see here one by Blair Rush at the front, just drops it down. Yeah, he's jumped the gun marginally.
Are you allowed 2 false starts in the NHRU, Jimmy?
These Olympics, he'd be gone.
Ball coming down, and again the Wanderers go to the rolling maul.
And again, well defended.
Yeah,
from
defended
Hamilton.
well. They're driving
Staying
towards
nice and
the
square.
sideline, aren't they? But they go forward now, the two Blues. Tuala's at the back.
Just coming in from the side there. Resetting again here, Wanderers. Ball at the back of the scrum. Martin goes to the short side.
Tries to get something going there, young Martini. And here goes Ham. Ham straightens his attack up. Solid run there by Ham, and now Felix with the ball.
Luke Simmons barking instructions to his forwards to hit it up in the middle. He wants to suck a couple more defenders in, just like they did in that last 10 minutes of the first half.
So
this
here
time
they
it's
go
Bill
again.
Coffey that hits it up. Jeez, he's got through some work today. Great drive.
Yeah,
Good
nice
support
run,
there.
wasn't it, by the winger?
Jeez, I'd pick and drive there if I was them. They shovel it to the right. Little
And here they
second man
go.
play.
McDonald had a bit to do to get the ball to Rahui. Rahui's still calling for it, but the Hawks adjust. So they'll start again here, the Wanderers. There's no other team in the competition that controls the ball in phase play like them at the moment.
There's probably one other team, and that's the team they're playing. To be fair, they're the two standouts in the competition. They certainly get more out of their wingers than any team in the competition. Geez, they come in and do a lot of work.
Yeah, well,
They're
that
the
Billy
ninth
Coffey
forward.
just took another run there on the far side. He's nowhere on his wing.
Credit where credit's due. So far, the defence has been very good from the Hawks. They haven't really been looking tested here.
And here they go, the two Blues. Very close to the line there. Looks like they've dropped the ball though, the Wanderers players. So great defence by the Hawks, really. Doing a mountain of defending. So a good chance here for the Wanderers scrum to put some pressure on.
A little bit of miscommunication there. Just a couple of players standing in the road there rather than clearing the channels and letting Luke Sherwood run the show.
I guess that's the problem with the flat structure that they do play. You can get a bit crowded there around the breakdown. Yeah, he looked to turn the ball inside. I think the runner just arrived a little bit too late there for Sherwood. Again, Sherwood having a chat to Logan. Discussing life in general, probably.
Hamilton Hawks just cut their men down, sucking it in, taking a breather. Done a lot of work in his first defensive work in his first 10 minutes of the second half. Rockabara getting some attention. He was one of the boys that had the flu this week, but looks like he's got a head cut. They're putting some white tape around his melon.
Hamilton Rugby Club would like to thank our many sponsors,
Logan.
including Goldspring.
Logan with a little bit of a netball pass there to walk in, to be fair.
And Pat Roy Enterprises.
Big scrum this one. This will be a big test for Maya Lesua. I think he's been playing sort of 20 and 30 minutes the last few weeks, and I think he's been playing the odd game in second grade, but his match fitness is probably not to what it has been. You see in the background Dan Kevill on the far side of the fields with the Wanderers Brain Trust over there. Roman Brady and Viv Passy in the background. Big scrum needed here from the two Blues, and no doubt Hamilton will be digging their heels in.
So here goes Walkling. I would expect Ackersdyke to probably pick it up from the back and just consolidate the ball, get them moving forward.
Well, Malis, who is struggling over here on this side, Andrew Chawala just coming
There's
through.
the young bloke's giving it to him,
Yeah,
isn't
you
it?
imagine
Ackersdyke does take it. And that's a good run there by the number 8, getting them out of trouble.
They turned it that way, Wanderers, and he made the most of that 5 metres he had. Keelan, a good exit.
Gets the ball on the boot. So Zakatala goes quick. Simmons with it. Coffee. There's
good
a
line
good
speed here from the Hawks.
Good defence there by the Hawks, showing good line, as you mentioned, but Coffee gets the ball away.
Yeah, I think he's passed it inside to a Hawks player, though. This is a turnover.
Yeah, didn't need to pass it there, Coffee, but anyway, the Hawks now, good opportunity here. So long ball out now to Lautai, and Lautai puts the ball on the boot. Not the best option, but Vasagotti might come up with it, but no, Dylan Amante has to fix it up for them. They lose a mountain of ground there. The Hamilton Hawks.
Pouring through here, the two Blues.
So here they go. The Hawks still have the ball. They need to commit more numbers to this breakdown at the moment.
Good recovery in the end from Hamilton.
So long ball now. Brennan with it. Straightening it up. They've got no one there, the Hawks. Ackersdyke again. Pusey with it now. Pusey will take it forward. And here goes Lamont. Lamont, good solid run there and good defence too, shown by the Wanderers tackler. Back now to Keelan. Keelan gets it on his boot. This time Atala has to turn and chase, and he does. Plenty of time. Has got a big boot on, but he chooses to run it. Now the two Blues are going to have to get there and help, and they do.
Which team's going to crack first?
It is
Gareth, Hamilton, or the two
battle,
Blues.
It's a real arm wrestle here at Passmore Oval. So Tawala now taken forward. Good run by Tawala. Good strength.
They held him up here too. They're looking for a turnover here, looking to force this into a more, but I think he's just got the ground in time. Or has he?
Looks like Logan will call it.
Yeah, it was a maul. It started out as a maul. He took it in into Tuala. He might have got the ground eventually, but certainly started out as a maul, and the ball didn't come out, so
took a little bit too
to Hamilton.
Long. There's been no real standouts for either side, I guess.
Have a look here. You see, he just gets held up a little bit high there. Gets those legs pumping, but can't see who it is. I think it's Lamont, again, under the ball. He's got his hands wrapped around it, tries to get the ground, wrestles, but too slow coming out. And Jared Logan pulls it up. Maul was formed initially. Hamilton feed. And it looks like Sam Brennan has succumbed to that flu.
Certainly, Nagy comes to the field.
This is his last shift for the Hawks. He's certainly put in a good one.
As you mentioned, off to the US. We play rugby at university over there, I'd imagine.
No doubt. So he's a smart cookie. He's going over on an academic scholarship from what Scott Coleman told me. But yeah, plans to play rugby for sure.
As we go now to another scrum. Logan not happy with something there in the front row. Big Andrew Tuala. He's a monster, isn't he, really? When you look at him up against Marty Lasua,
who used to be a monster. Let's be fair, they used to be similar.
He's dropped a lot of weight, hasn't he, Marty? A lot fitter as he's got older.
It's normally the other way, isn't it? He's done the reverse in life. He's certainly been a machine. Scott Coleman rang me a couple of weeks ago wondering if I had any statistics on the clubs and how many games he played at each of them for Marty,
yeah.
And I said I wouldn't have a clue, but you'd think he'd be pushing the 300 to 400 first-grade games.
As the ball coming down now, Dylan Amante, good chase on the kick.
You think he started at Tech Port, I think, back in the early 90s. They play on quickly
the ball
here.
comes in. Atala has dropped the ball. Cold.
the mistake? Is this the mistake? Is this the crack
That is
we were waiting for?
potentially the crack.
I mentioned, not only did he play a lot of first grade in Newcastle, but he also had 5 years with the Newcastle Wildfires in the Sydney competition. So you're probably looking at nearly 100 games there, and you throw in 15 years of first grade.
Yeah, he's just dropped that cold. Yeah, that's a big career, isn't it?
I can't imagine many of them have been in any other grade bar first grade. You throw in a couple of years of first grade rugby league at the Curry Bulldogs.
Right, yeah.
He's certainly, he's put his body through some battles. There's no doubts about that.
He might have to play till he's 70, just so the body doesn't break down. So the Hamilton Hawks, Rob Smith's on the short side. I dare say that will be the go-to play, with Walkling and Ackersdyke as well. And they do go short side. Ackersdyke takes it himself though. A good clean out there. They're going to have to pick and drive here, the Hawks. And they do, Marty Lasua.
It's going to be a real test of Wanderers' defence, their mettle and their resolve, mentally more than anything else.
They haven't really had to defend phase play down in their own half for this second half here. And again, the Hawks just struggling at the breakdown. And Rob Smith goes short side. He's unable to get a ball away though.
Sponsors getting a bird's eye view of it down there in the far corner. Marty Lasua's met with a wall of defence. They've got some numbers out in the left
So
here.
here they go. Percy brings it round. Walkling, Keelan with it, gets it behind now. Vasagotti, Sorelli, Bainavalu. He will score in the corner. Bainavalu, the cracker's open, Jimmy.
Yeah, it all came from a mistake, didn't it? You don't like to see it in football in a game that's been so close. I guess it was always going to be a mistake that took its toll here, and it was won by Zakatala. They tried to play quick football, Wanderers. They had a line out. They had the throw in. They went the quick option. Unfortunately, Atala had a little bit of a look at the defence that was coming at him. He spilt the beans. Scrum food to the Hawks. They had a couple of phases to the right before sucking in enough defenders to go left. In the end, it was the old wraparound, the famous move in rugby league, a sweeping play in behind. Once they got the numbers, it was a case of Bainavalu. He's the best finisher in the competition. He made a beeline for that left corner and touches down for a try that puts this out to 8 points now, possibly 10.
Yeah, good finish, as you mentioned, by Bainavalu. He should have got his haircut finished off as well. They've got some good haircuts though, the Hamilton Hawks, don't they? There's a few.
Yeah, his is the Kevin Nagama. Might be too old for you, but the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The Fresh Prince, and there was also, what was a house party? Kid and play. As you look now, Keelan, he landed one from a similar position in the first half. Score now 18-10, Hamilton. Zakatala runs out. He's hit that one. Well, the touch judges confer. They thought he may have got it, but the touch judges both said no. The crowd not happy with it, Jimmy. So the score remains 18-10. Wanderers now have to score twice.
The conversion, there wasn't a conversion. The score now 18-10.
2 tries each so far, and it has been the boot of Keelan that's been the difference. His 2 penalties, 1 extra conversion.
Walkley again goes for that box kick. So Atala comes up. Oh, good defence, a good tackle over there by Sorelli Bainavalu on his opposite number, Atala. Short ball there.
Yeah, forces the turnover, and they've really lifted the intensity. The Hawks, that try was just the catalyst they needed.
Here they go, Rob Smith taking it forward. Smith has the ball in 2 hands, gets the ball away to Lautai. Lautai, ball knocked down there by Simmons. Vasagotti was on his way.
Yeah, it was a try for all money. Had he slipped that ball in, took the odds to it, Luke Simmons. I don't think he's that fussy. He didn't get a clean take on that ball. He did enough to knock it into ground for a knock on and save a certain try, but they've awarded the line out here. Instead, no, you have to confirm with his touch judge. Indeed, it was a knock on. No,
it's going to be a knock on.
You see here, they go to the right. It was Rob Smith, who hasn't really got outside his men so far today, but he made a good bust there to Lautai and just only had to go to Vasagotti. He was counting it. He was over in the corner. The crowd was going to erupt, but Luke Simmons just took the odds to getting his hand up and managed to knock the ball to ground, prevent a certain 5-pointer.
So 23 minutes gone, 18-10. The Hawks now with another opportunity to extend this scoreline. Ackersdyke controls at the back. Walkling gets the ball out. Oh, good short ball to Lautai. Lautai, though. The Wanderers read it.
It was Cal McDonald again. It was a good shot too. Knocked him straight to the ground and a penalty.
Yeah, penalty.
They needed
Well
that
earned there
Wanderers.
by McDonald.
They needed that. They needed that. That's all coming in, high-fiving each other. And that come from the tackle by Cal McDonald. It was Luke Sherwood, I think, on the ball. 17 minutes of time left on the clock. Just got to wonder when that physical drain of last week's game starts to kick in for Wanderers. And I think had of Hamilton scored here, maybe that would have been the telling blow, but they forced a turnover.
Yeah, it was a good ball and all tackle there, as we see on the William Hill replay.
Again, another turnover at the line
Oh,
out.
Nagy drops the ball though. Gets a call from the touch judge, Logan. Didn't see it. So,
no doubt
lucky there, the Wanderers.
Yeah, no doubt's not having Dan Kevill, just particularly as they're starting to get tired. The line out throwing's not as crisp, the lifting is not as crisp. And Joe Ackerdyke has been making a real pest of himself, getting up there and getting his body in front of the jumper and getting a hand to most things. A little let off there from the Hawks. And no surprise to see Wanderers warming up some fresh legs down at the northern end of the ground by the touch line.
Yeah, Blake Walsh and Big Ignacio, the Argentinian, coming on.
That might be Liam Bryce actually warming up, not Blake Walsh, another one of these long-haired youngsters.
They all look the same, don't they?
Yeah, he's got his legs taped, strapped. Looks like he's a back rower.
Second rower,
Certainly
back rower.
add some crispness to that line out.
So scrum set, that's a better one for the two Blues. Well, the ball comes out, Ben Ham takes it. See the dust coming up there as he hits the ground. So now Felix taking the ball up.
Well, they're pouring in here, Hamilton, looking for a turnover. The Wanderers
Really floating
might
the
have
break,
done enough
breakdown,
just
aren't they?
yet.
They've done it, yep. Fletcher, I think it was, or Ham.
Yeah, a bit flat-footed there again. They just need to get reorganised, reset here, get a bit of depth. Blair Rush
Here's
takes
the man
it
to
up.
do it, Blair Rush. Always breaks that advantage line. And Simmons gets a short, sharp kick over Vassar. Got his head. It's a good one. But to be fair, the chase of the Wanderers just isn't there. There's three people chasing, and Vassar Gotti does another little chip over the top. McDonald looks for the quick one, but he opts not to this time.
Yeah, good play there from Vassagotti. I guess the easy option would have been to roost it into touch, but he made some he went close on the other side of the field with a little chip over the top. This time again, it was the same two. Cal McDonald and Vassagotti converging, but this time the ball just dribbled into touch. A good find near the halfway line.
Yeah, nice work
Smart
there by
play
Rush.
there from Blush, yeah, just dumbing his jump.
Here comes Coffey.
Ooh, good tackle.
Yes, good tackle by the Hawks and good run by Coffey.
Looks like they might have a turnover
Yeah,
here.
they turn it over here, the Hawks, I think. They have, and Walkling gets the ball out to Keelan. Keelan will punch it downfield over Taylor's head again. Oh, good bounce there for the Hawks, but no. Vassagotti drops it, or knocks it on.
It was initially a good bounce, but the second one was a horror one. It was at the ankles of Vassagotti. Needed a miracle to pick that up as Colin Hobble takes it from the back of the ruck and says, "We own the scrum. We'll play on here, sir."
Yeah, well done there by Hobble, just getting the Wanderers on the front foot. Goes behind to Simmons, now Rahui. Rahui, oh, he slips. And Lautai, his opposite number there, just takes him. And Andrew Tuala now set on the short side. You'd expect it to go to him. Now Simmons content to kick the ball downfield. Walkling has to get across to it. And he does. He's got plenty of time though, Walkling. Oh, that's a horrible
Banana
kick, to
kick.
be fair.
Yeah, good play there from Luke Simmons. Obviously the message has come out, let's play with a bit of field position. We're not going to score anything from our own half. It's not that sort of game. We need to get down there, try and force a mistake. Let's just keep chipping away at this. We don't need to do it in one in first phase play.
So Andrew Tuala getting the ball in.
Ham wins it at number 5. They're just going backwards there. They try and maul it up here, but geez,
Good defensive effort, isn't it, by
from
the
Hamilton
Hawks?
has been very well structured. They've really
Taken everything
had
out of
some
the Wanderers
success at
game.
breaking that maul up, haven't they? Simmons just left with no option but to tuck that under his wing and do some light stepping.
Cal McDonald
wants his forwards to get into it.
Calling his forwards in, as you mentioned. So Billy Coffey takes it up the middle. Good work there by Coffey. Really getting in and doing the tough stuff as Martini taking it forward.
So we're going to advantage here.
Here's Christensen. Haven't seen much of him today. Normally lays the platform. But it's been this man, Tuala, who's been doing most of that today, and he was chopped down there. Nice little short ball there by Sherwood. So they're getting a roll on again here. The two Blues, Simmons now, Martini.
Coming around the corner here, Wanderers lining up on the left. This time it's Blair Rush, beats one off, bumps off two, gets over the line. They need to go again here, pick and drive.
Yeah, here they go. No, they choose to go to McDonald. McDonald, ball in two hands. Can he get it to Coffey? No. Goes to ground. It's going to be turned over here.
Yeah, Marty Lasua went straight over that one.
Yeah, advantage played. Hovel trying to drive his way to the line there.
Come back for
Yeah,
a
penalty there. So good work by the Wanderers side.
Again.
Sherwood taps it. Tuala trying to catch them off guard there.
Only a metre or two out here, the two Blues, just inch by inch.
Good
Tanner
run there
Felix
by
this
Tanner
time.
Felix. Again, taking some pressure off his forwards as Martin takes it. In, is he over? I think he may have been held up. Yes, he's held up.
They looked fairly confident with the way they went up for that, but no, again.
They all went
great
up, didn't they?
defence,
But
yeah.
Martin held up.
Of course, we're not going to have much of an idea from here, but they certainly celebrated like they had got there, but equally great defence from the Hawks.
Yeah, they've just thrown everything at them, haven't they? The Wanderers and the Hawks just keep coming up with that last-ditch tackle.
We have a look at it here. Just shovels to the right, Martin. Nice and low. Couple of bodies under there. Looks like Rob Smith might be under him. Yeah, can't really see with any great confidence, but certainly it was Colin Hovel who raised his arms in salute, thought his man was over, but alas, they'll get another opportunity here.
Marty Lasua just getting a bit of treatment on the leg. Can't see any Hawks
Please join us at the same
warming
time
up
for drinking a meal after
to come
today's
out as a
game.
replacement. He's going to come from the field, Lasua, so...
Yeah, as I mentioned, I don't think he's... this is certainly the most first grade he would have played for pretty much all this season. He's been playing in spits and spurts, but he's been out there for a good 40, 50 minutes straight.
So Sealer's going to rejoin the action. Being a prop forward, you can come back on. Obviously a specialist position, isn't it?
Is indeed.
The thinking man's position.
Wanderers too, getting some fresh legs up there. Robbie Rogakoa putting a reserves jumper on. 10 minutes to go. This one, Wanderers would have to, the way the defence has dominated this game, Wanderers certainly would have to be the next to score. You think if Hamilton can get down the other end and put some more points on, I guess they've got to score. They've got to come up with two scoring plays at the moment. So another try for Hamilton would certainly all but end Wanderers' hopes. You would think the way this game has been played with such a dominance of defence.
Yeah, there's 9 minutes left. 8 minutes left, sorry. So
Big short side here. Wanderers have got all their backs stacked out to the right. To this point, Delamarte stayed on his right, which is the left side of the attacking field for Wanderers. Then a big scrum here. Good platform from the two Blues.
look for Billy Coffey to maybe come in and hit a hole. Taken off the back to Ham Sherwood. Back to McDonald. Coffey on the inside. Coffey. They've marked up well that time, the Hawks.
You read it well, and so did the Hawks. Gareth. Again, they're lining out to the
Here's
right.
McDonald. McDonald still going. Again, the Hawks scramble around. They've lined up well on the short side as well. They're close. And here they go, the two Blues.
Dyke's come out of that ruck holding his arm. It's not good signs for Hamilton.
Oh, here they go, the two Blues. Is the damn wall going to bust?
Again,
Here's
Tanner
Felix.
Felix.
Oh, he's close. He's been rolled over on his back.
He'll be held up.
Good effort there by the Hawks again, getting him over onto his back. Yes, Ackersdyke has done something to his arm out there, so that's going to be a big loss.
He had some, I think he broke his arm very badly last year or the year before even, so not good signs. Hopefully, certainly nothing as serious as that, but he doesn't look comfortable at all. I think he dislocated his elbow from memory, and he's pointing to his elbow now, so hopefully this is only a stinger or, for want of a better word, one of those contact injuries, nothing too serious, because he's been a real powerhouse today.
Yeah, definitely. He's been the man that has spoiled all the lineouts, hasn't he? He's definitely disrupted the Wanderers' style of play.
You see just there, you see that piece of that replay there. He certainly comes out in a fair bit of pain there with his left elbow. Yeah, he's come straight from the field. Not a good sign for the Hawks. Not only
a good
for
sign
today,
as well.
but heading into the finals I think this might knock the Hawks around mentally as well.
So 6 minutes remaining.
Knowing how much pain, how much troubles he had with that previously.
He doesn't look too bad though.
Oh, he's pretty tough, mate. I think he'd be hurting on the inside. He probably doesn't want to let anyone know.
I'd be crying. And the ball, yeah, it was a good tackle though, wasn't it, to hold up Felix.
Crucial period in this game. 6 minutes on the clock, plus you'd have to think 3 or 4 minutes of injury time.
The crowd's got a real hush about it now. A lot of intensity here at the ground. So with Ackersdyke off, do you think the Wanderers might have an opportunity here to have a bit of a shove?
They certainly need to get something out of this venture down the park, don't they? They've been camped down in the Hawks 22 for the last 6 or 7 minutes. They've thrown everything but the kitchen sink at them to date, but so far they've held up, the Hawks. But new number 8, he just changed that dynamic at the back of the scrum. They certainly need a good platform here. They're set out on the short side, Wanderers, with Cal McDonald and Rahui. Good scrum, though.
Good scrum.
Ben Ham
Hawks.
takes it off the back in the end.
So they're going to have to readjust here now, the Wanderers, as they went backwards from the scrum. And Blair Rush again. Good run by him.
Short, if that. Got to show a bit of composure here, the two Blues.
Tuala calling for it.
Line speed still good from the Hawks. They're getting off the line and trying to meet the attacker as he grabs the ball. Tanner Felix again going in looking for work. Oh, and again.
Going to be a forward pass there. So, yeah, that flat structure that they're playing, the Wanderers, just is not working for them at the moment. The Hamilton Hawks really reading it well in defence, to be fair.
They know it's coming at them. I think that's the thing. They need to vary it a little bit. It's all well and good to just keep edging away, waiting for that crack. But unfortunately, this one was just a little knock on. Again, they sucked it up there.
He's looming, isn't he,
It's a little bit predictable, yeah. They could see he was going to receive the ball, and
he's done it all game.
It was a flat pass, so
they need to maybe, as you said, change it up, use him as a dummy runner.
Big scrum, this one.
So here we go, coming into the final minutes. There's probably about 5 minutes of play left. Had about a minute of injury time for my reckoning, Jimmy.
A minute, I think there'll be a little bit more than that. I think there might be.
I'm just cold, mate.
I saw bottom, actually. Sitting on these wooden planks.
The iconic grandstand at Passmore Oval, Jimmy's referring to, as the ball kicked downfield. Atala will go a long way out to take that on the full, but the quick restart wasn't there.
Yeah, now Ackersdyke's off the pitch. You would think Wanderers should have a fairly comfortable time at the line-out. Leaves them with just really Chris Nagy to go up.
So full line-out set, and Nagy goes up, but Ham does well with that one and just brings it down. Again, the two Blues looking to control their phase play. Blair Rush taking it up, and good run there by Rush, but
just caught a little bit high there. He has to spin out of that one. He does manage to get the ground.
Oh, Sherwood getting his feet in there too. Yeah. Not rolling away. He's a feisty little halfback, Sherwood.
Do they go the line out again here? They've got to score twice to get the cookies, to get the chockies here, but still they go the line out.
I'm a cookie man myself. choc chip. You name it. Ice Vovos. So here we go now, Tuala. They go to the back. Fletcher goes up, takes it nicely. Looking to get them all set, and again, good defence by the Hawks. Wanderers need to regroup and drive forward, and they do.
Yeah.
They're keeping the ball alive.
Christensen's got the hands on the ball here. They need a bit of purpose here. They're just little steps. They need a bit of dynamicism, but I guess they're just about out in their feet, both teams here, but still the ball at the back here.
Here they go. It's going to be close. Jared Logan's looking in there. Looks like it may be held up.
He's ruled that. What has he ruled there? A maul. Held up. Right.
Not too sure.
Yeah, I think he's ruled that was a maul taken in by Wanderers. Hamilton feed.
I'm sure his prescription at Specsavers will be
I think
well used.
I think you got that one pretty right. Wanderers were sort of hoping they may have been over the try line, would have been their only let off.
So again, the Hawks under immense pressure here in this second half, doing a mountain of defending. And as we look at the replay, Christensen, he was waiting for players to get there. They didn't realise he'd broken off. And they go very close. Yeah, it was Big Asai that was the man controlling that for the Hawks. So Rongakia may be coming to the field in the green headgear with a couple of minutes to play. Could be a coaching masterstroke, but the game looks a little out of the reach here for the two Blues now. As they take it forward, Walkling, scampering. So no options there for the Hawks. Sealer took it in.
They're looking for an exit kick here. Keeling gets the ball in hand.
It's high. Billy Coffey is under it. They will go for it, will they? Probably should have gone for it.
Yeah, it was a good chase there. They had four guys up in the line there, Hamilton. They knew Coffey would be looking for that as Rogakia comes on.
Yeah, Rongakia coming to the field.
Not sure who's replacing this there. Who's the one to go?
Interesting change right on full time.
He has had some injuries in the last couple of months. Rahui, he seems to be not too bad there though, not too distressed. Maybe just looking for that little bit of some fresh legs, someone a little bit of explosiveness, someone to put a hole in the line.
He does take it forward, doesn't he? Pretty well, Rongakia. As you said, he's got that explosiveness. Yeah, it goes up nicely. Ham, Sherwood, Simmons with it. They're very flat, but Billy Coffey comes around, gets the ball away to McDonald. Has a Taylor on his outside. He's still going. McDonald had plenty of room, plenty of space. So here they go through Hovel. Blair Rush looking to get involved. Sherwood now goes behind Tuala. Coffey has it. Dancing. I don't know if that was a goose step. That was more a hen step, that one.
I think he's much better when he goes straight at the man.
Oh, good tackle there.
A bit of a hospital pass that one.
Hovel.
Yeah, we're still open up here on the short side though.
Oh, good tackle on Sherwood too.
Yeah,
so
he's opposite Ivan Walkling there.
Some bruising defence out there.
Both teams will certainly...
In this late stage of the game too.
Both teams will know they've played a game of rugby tomorrow.
So Billy Coffey taking it up. Still going, Coffey spins. They're not going to go down without a fight here, the two Blues. As we go into injury time, 2 minutes in. Mind you, Sherwood now. Rongakia taking it forward. The man in the green headgear. And here's Martin. Martin. Close. Still going the two Blues. Are they over the line? And here's Blair Rush. And he scored. Blair Rush has scored a try. And that was a mountain of pressure. It's been about 20 minutes of the two Blues down in the Hamilton Hawks half.
Finally
and they had to score sometime, Jimmy.
But is it too late?
18-15. We've got 42 minutes going on the clock. Not sure how much longer
To 18-15, kick to come.
we've got to go. Maybe one play. So we're told by the referees who are also acting as producers today. 4 minutes on the clock.
Conversion, 18-17 to Hamilton.
Championship minutes.
Isn't it?
Minor premiership on the line. You've got 4 minutes to get down the other end of the field. 4 minutes if you're Hamilton to hang on.
18-17 the scoreline. The crowd is hushed. It's an intense atmosphere at the moment here at Passmore Oval.
3 tries to 2 to the 2 Blues, but the kicking of Jason Keelan has the Hawks just in front. Is there one more twist in this game? He goes deep.
He goes deep. Good option there. Sherwood is under it. Gets a pass out.
Dave Waller, the replacement
Waller's
front
come
rower
on.
on. Suggest he's on for Colin Hobble. No, Andrew Tuwala, who's come from the field.
I thought Hobble may have gone. He was hit pretty hard before, but he's pretty tough too, mind you, as McDonald takes it forward, just straightening up the play. Atala, I thought he may have
He had a bit of a
little
look
bit
there,
of knock
didn't he?
on there.
He had a little bit of a look to see if there's anything that was on and ducked his head back down.
So Simmons is calling for it. They're looking to just take the ball up the field here, the two Blues.
Yeah, they need to get down the other end, that's for sure. Just comes around the side. They need a penalty. It's probably going to be the easiest option, but Rogakoa just trucks it forward. Hamilton just nice and composed.
Both sides showing good composure. Atala on the wing. He gets
He's
through
run.
the tackle. Good run by Atala. So here they go, the Wanderers, working their way up the field.
But again, it's slow. They're just about out on their feet here as big
Waller
Dave
gets
Waller
it.
hits it up.
Fresh legs.
Martin's lined up on the right. He's got Blair Resch in his pocket.
Hobble.
Just takes it to
Standing
ground.
flat, they go for the flat option. Just sucking a few in. Now they go wide. Simmons with it. Rongakia has Felix. Doesn't use him. So Sherwood now hasn't got many options. Both sides.
Yeah, some forwards
Done him
walking
out
out there.
of-
Colin Hobble just about out on his feet. He's got Blair Resch beside him.
And here he goes again, Martin.
I think it's going to be take a little bit of brilliance from someone with fresh legs or one of these backs to come in and find that hole in the line.
Here's Blair Rush again. Good work by him.
And they've got their hands around
He's
that
been
ball, but he
everywhere.
gets to ground. This is a real war of attrition, this game.
So with 45 in, Benham calling for it. They go to Waller, and Waller's met hard by Lautai. Get the ball back though. Oh, Fletcher.
They're just sort of shoveling it at the moment. There's not much happening here for the two Blues. Just content to keep pounding away. Hopefully you're looking for a penalty or looking for that little hole.
And
Martin puts a
Martin,
little
good
bend in
work.
the line.
Always breaks the line, doesn't he? Really gets through the other side. And here he goes, Simmons now, flat ball.
Look for Bill Coffey. He's in loitering around in that pocket behind the ruck. Oh, they've held him up here.
Yeah, could be trouble here.
Oh,
They
just
do
gets
go to
to
ground.
ground.
Just go to ground, mind you. No, referee Logan has called it. It's going to be full time here. Who's your pork knuckle of the week, quickly, Jimmy?
I think Joe Ackersdyke.
Joe Ackersdyke for me as well. It's full time here in the greater NHRU competition. We'll take a quick break and we'll go down with the Pork Knuckle of the Week award. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for the interview and, of course, a quick word from our sponsors.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union. At the
With me right now, Coach Scott Coleman. Did you coach today?
Yeah, I'm back on. Only because we won.
Very good. Good win. It was a hard game out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely a gutsy win by our blokes. The defence was one thing, but discipline was amazing. Like, not to give away a penalty there, and to be honest, I think that's what they're playing for. They weren't throwing too much at us, so I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I know. It seemed a little bit disjointed. They play a very flat structure, but you guys came at them in defence as well. They'll certainly be feeling it tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. We knew if we could get up and chop them down, we were pretty confident because, the last couple of weeks, that's all they've been doing. So we took faith in that and, held our own, which was pleasing.
Yeah, and Joe Ackersdyke was our man of the match today, the Pork Knuckle Award. He was amazing.
Yeah, he's a pork knuckle or he wins a pork knuckle?
He gets to eat a pork knuckle.
Nice. Yeah, he was amazing. Our line-out went to pieces when he went off, so it just shows how important he is.
Yeah, very good. Thanks very much. Have a good night.
Yeah. Does that mean we got the Hawthorn Cup back?
Bar TV boot. It's loose change.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody. That's been the great NHRU match of the round. The Hamilton Hawks coming out victors today. Join us next week for our match of the round in the greater NHRU competition. Thanks for joining us.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.